Hey you guys, it's me Kianna coming at you today, and I'm coming at you to do a video on something that Nene and I was talking about yesterday. And I wanted to share it with you guys because as I am going through my journey, you guys in a sense are going through it with me by witnessing it all. And some things, of course, naturally, as being humans and being adults, we don't display everything in our lives. But some things I decide to highlight and to share with you guys with a purpose. And I share it because I know that many of you are just like me. Uh, I am you and you are me in a lot of instances and in a lot of examples. And weight management, weight loss, and weight issues. That is something that I'm sure that I don't stand alone in. And as you know, I had my surgery, my gastric sleeve, December the 10th of 2012. So that was just shy of like literally five. I'm just making 5 months out. So I am 5 months out, and of course, you guys have heard my ups and downs. And with Nene and my husband and family members, with them seeing my down moments firsthand, and also my good moments and my up moments firsthand. Um, Nene asked me a question yesterday, and she asked me, do I regret having the surgery? And the reason why she asked that is because, as you know, I do have issues with my protein levels being extremely low at times because I can't get much in. I also have the inflammation as far as from the acid reflex or the high levels of acidicities in my stomach. The little 20% of my stomach that's left. Um, and because of that, I eat even less than the average person that has had the gastric sleeve and 5 months out. In fact, sometimes the doctor said I'm actually sometimes in starvation mode because the thing you have to understand is because when they actually do or perform the gastric sleeve, they remove between 75 and 80% of your stomach. So you only have 25 to 20% of your stomach left. What the part that actually, or the hormone that's released, that actually alerts your body and your mind or your brain into knowing that you're hungry, you no longer have that part of the stomach that releases that hormone. Hence why a lot of gastric sleeve patients or weight loss surgery patients actually never feel hungry, despite the low levels of amounts of food that they eat. Now, some people, and it's valid because that's what they feel, but a lot of people that have had the gastric sleeve actually say that they can still feel hunger. I am not in that number, okay? I am one of those people that have not felt hunger despite me some days going days without eating. I have never felt hunger since literally the hour after I had the surgery. So I've never felt hungry or hunger. However, my body does have the effects of, if I go long periods without food, I don't feel hungry, but I may feel this non sensation as far as like nausea and all of that kind of stuff. And when I have nausea, I have it severely to the point where it literally can stop my entire day. So we're trying to monitor all these things, and it's a process. You have to understand 5 months, just 5 months out, just making 5 months, compared to 37, 38 years of overeating, of living a certain lifestyle that wasn't the best and wasn't healthy. eating whatever I wanted, eating through emotions, eating through just because, or just because I like it, without a thought. 37 or 38 years compared to 5 months is nothing. Um, and I'm going to do another video on expectations that others may have on you, even despite them needing, you know, them needing improvement in their own lives, but they have these expectations that you should be doing, or where you should be in your journey after weight loss surgery. So I'm going to do another video on that, and I'm pretty sure it's going to speak to a lot of you guys that have had the surgery, because I know a lot of people can relate to this. And I think that people that have this notion in their head of what people should be doing or where they should be, it'll give you a minute to reevaluate yourself and reevaluate why you're so invested in others, and their progression, when you could be wasting or spending that time and effort and energy on improving you. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure a couple of hurt dogs will holler. Rough. But anyway, that's another time and another moment and another video. But we were talking about, um, do I regret the surgery? And it was a profound moment for me, not because of the question, because I know a lot of people that see me in my personal life, as far as my family and things like that. I know that they probably think that, but they just don't want to ask it. Um, but the response that I gave, it almost came out without me even thinking, but it really, once it came out, I was like, hmm. It was one of those light bulb moments, because I spoke freely, because it's my daughter, of course. And I spoke freely, and I spoke from an honest and pure place without even thinking, of course. And the response, the answer I gave, it really, I don't know if it was just because I said it out loud, or because I said it to my daughter. I don't know what it was, but it literally spoke to me as I was speaking to her. And I wanted to share it with you guys, because I hope that it it can speak to you as well. And it also may answer, if anybody asks that, or wants to ask that question. Again, because sometimes people, out of respect, we as adults, we don't ask people, just walk up and ask them, personal things. So I am pretty sure that when I share my bad days and my struggles, I'm pretty sure that someone out there, meaning you, my viewers, would like to ask this question, and maybe you don't, because it's just not appropriate, or it's just, it's private. If I wanted to discuss it, then I would, or whatever. So I hope that this answers anybody's questions, and also, even if it's not a question, I hope that it enlightens you. So my answer to her, the question of, do I regret the surgery? No, I don't regret the surgery. What I do regret, and I do have regrets, believe it or not, what I do regret is having to resort to the surgery. And I'm sharing this because, and this is a naked moment for me, because a lot of people keep these things to themselves, and sometimes I do too. But I really want you to understand my mindset, and I really want you to understand where someone is mentally, at the weight that I was, which was 475 pounds. I've tried everything. I've tried everything. I was even trying things when most adolescents should be worrying about playing with games, and liking the boy that's in the next class, um, while everybody else was thinking about things that children should think about. I was thinking about, how I was going to be able to do the test that's in gym, how I was going to be able to climb that rope, how I was going to feel when, as far as being embarrassed because I couldn't do it, how I was going to have to buy my gym uniform because they would line everybody up and you would get a gym uniform, and your parents would send you with the money to go to school, and you have to ask for the size, and then somebody hands you the size. Well, I was worried about how it was going to look with me asking for a 1 or 2X in front of everybody, and they're asking for smalls and mediums. Um, I was worrying about trying to get out of, you know, asking for, I knew I needed a 2X, but asking for a 1X. And then when everybody wasn't looking, asking, saying that that don't fit, can they give me a 2X? These are the things that, our mind, our meaning anybody that has battled being overweight, obese, morbidly obese, these are things that we worry about. Worrying about if you're going to be able to have adequate seating when you're going to an event. If you're going to a football game, making sure you arrive early because you have to be able to, you don't want to have to, climb all the bleachers and be that high up. So if you arrive early, then you can be on the first 2 or 3 bleachers. See, again, these are things that no one talks about, but they're certainly, trust me, forever etched in our heads. So I'm saying all that to say that even from the time where I shouldn't have had to worry about things like this, when my mind should have been on childlike things, I had to think about these things. I had to battle these things. I remember as an adolescent asking my mom when she would go to the market if she could get Slim Fast for me. And that was when Slim Fast, you remember it came, I don't know if it still does, came in that big fat powder can and you had the scooper. Yeah, I was asking her, can she get me that? Again, this is a child now. This is a child. A child. So I've battled from then to now. And I've tried everything under the sun. Even things that I shouldn't have tried. I tried it. I tried it over and over and over again. And I was successful. Yes, I was successful at times. At times I lost weight and then I gained. And then I lost and then I gained. Is that great for your heart? No. Is that risky on your heart? Yes. Is 475 pounds risky? Is just breathing, walking, living at 475 pounds risky? Yes. 100% yes. So, with trying everything and being successful, gaining it back, making me unsuccessful, I decided to take it to another level because I had discovered that with having my free will, being able to choose what I want, being able to stop a diet or stop a lifestyle whenever I want it, having that free will for me was a death sentence because I had proven that I could not make the best decisions for me long term. I had proven that. Not to others. And I'm pretty sure if you go back on my videos and look at all of my journeys, all of my attempts, even successful attempts that I've been able to lose weight and stuff like that and then gain it back. I tried. The key word is I still got right back on that horse and tried. But the key is that me trying was still a risk for me because I would still wind up right back at what I knew, what I had battled all of my life. and that was sending me to an early grave. So, yes, I do have regrets. I have regrets, and I have um, a little sadness that I had to resort to having my free will taken away from me. And I use that term as having my free will taken away from me is because when you only have 20% of your stomach left, it kind of makes decisions for you. You know, you can't, even though I didn't do this before, I stress this to you, so please don't hear what you want to hear. I didn't eat a whole pizza before. But if I wanted to, I could attempt to. Now, with 20% of my stomach, it's no way, no way, not even possible for me to do that. Where before, yeah, it would be hard, and I never attempted it. But if I wanted to try, I could. That was before. Now that I don't have that option of if I want to, I can, I had to get my free will taken away from me. So I regret having to go that far. I regret having to go to that extreme or to that extent. Do I regret having the surgery, even in my bad moments, you guys? And I have bad moments. I'm having one right now as I'm doing this video, but I know that it saved my life. I know that it saved my life. And I hope that things get better for me. Yes, I do. I hope that I don't have this nausea all the time. Yes, I do hope that gets better. Um, but I know that I'm still here. I know I'm still here. I know that I still can fight through that. And I know that somebody has it worse. I know that there are people out here that have to raise children and fight through having cancer and things like that. I know that people that are wheelchair bound and they have to fight every day and still take care of themselves, still have to do the responsibilities as mothers, as daughters, as wives. They still have to do those things. So I just every day ask God to strengthen me spiritually so that I can fight through physical things that I'm going through. So I know that, you know, fighting through and enduring is a lot better than laying cold in my grave. I know 5 years from my highest weight, which was 475 pounds, that I probably wouldn't have been here for my children. And I just ask God every day to remind me that having severe nausea at times, morning food at times, feeling down because I can't go out to restaurants and eat what I want, having like a different taste of food. Food doesn't taste the same anymore. It no longer has much value to me. And sometimes I miss that. But it's so much better and so much sweeter to know that I'm still here for my children. To know that my husband don't have to make funeral arrangements. To know that my children don't have to stand over a casket. So do I regret having the surgery? Even in my bad moments? No, I do not. I regret letting myself get to that point. I regret maybe not trying harder. Maybe not taking it as seriously. I regret not making changes sooner rather than later. I regret just saying that I can eat this and go on a diet next week. And then next week comes, I can eat this and go on a diet next week. And then another next week comes and never doing it. I regret not valuing my health as much as I should have. I regret always thinking that tomorrow I'll be able to start and never seeing tomorrow and just doing tomorrow the same as I did yesterday. I regret valuing food over my life. I regret looking at food as my friend, looking at food as a way to fill voids in my life. Yeah, I got regrets. But even in my bad days, having the surgery, I don't regret because I know that I needed it. I know that without the surgery, I was heading to death. I know I was. I know I was. And if I wasn't heading to death, I surely was heading to several heart attacks. Because walking around with heart palpitations all day is definitely the biggest sign of having a heart attack. Because those heart palpitations internally is the same gyration as far as your heart that you have when you're having a heart attack. It's just a milder form. That's all. And at 475 pounds, I was walking around. Literally, some days I wasn't even walking and feeling that. So I was heading to being a 35, 36, 37-year-old woman that has already had heart attacks. That's where I was heading. And we all know that everybody don't survive from a heart attack. And one of my biggest fears that I walked around and carried mentally in my head all the time was that I was going to have a heart attack in my sleep. And my husband lay next to me, and being a sound sleeper, wake up and feel me cold. I didn't talk about it to him, but that's what I carried every single day in my head. And the sick part, the part that showed me that I needed the surgery, is that even though I had that thought process, even though I carried that in my head every day, I would get up the next day and eat whatever I wanted without a thought, without a care or concern, whatever I wanted. Didn't count the calories, didn't count the carbs. Yeah, put extra mayo on that. That's where I lived. And that's why I know I needed the surgery, because no matter how much I loved myself or my family, I could not stop. I couldn't. I just couldn't. Sure, I could do it for a minute. Sure, I could do it for a month. I could even do it for a few months. But it came back with a vengeance. It came back with a vengeance. You know, a lot of people say, well, don't deprive yourself. Start off slowly. And then you won't, if you deprive yourself, you're gonna binge when you do be able to start eating again. Well, depriving myself was just cutting back. It still was depriving myself. So I was going to come back with a vengeance regardless, even if I just cut back a little bit. Because my mind and my body and my eyes as well still saw it as she's cutting back because she's trying to lose or she's trying to get healthier. My mind and my body still saw it as desperation. Why? Because it knew that it, meaning me, myself, and my mind and my body, my eyes knew that it was not my normal way of eating. My normal way of eating was without concern, without care. So therefore, anything other than that was desperation. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it was going to come back with a vengeance regardless of whether I started off slowly, whether I did a lifestyle change, or whatever. It's still going to come back with a vengeance. I needed the surgery because of that. Because my free will always made the wrong decisions, because that's how I've lived all my life. That's what I knew. These things don't sound pretty. It don't sound pretty. And a lot of people don't want to say it, and they don't want to hear it, and they don't want to even think it. Why? Because a lot of people don't want to face that food has become a priority on their list. Food has become their friend. Food has become their end all and be all. A lot of people don't want to say that. A lot of people ain't going to say that. But if you fall into that category, if you really fall into that category, you may need help. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help. It's nothing. You know how many people are in their grave right now because they didn't ask for help? You know how many people that was buried and behind their casket had little kids following it with their grandparents now having to raise them because they didn't ask for help? Think about that for a moment. And then ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it to have your pride and to not ask for help? Is it really worth it? We ask for help every day. You may ask for help from the bag boy at the food market to help you put the groceries in the car. You may ask for help because you need help with your lights being turned on or being kept on. We ask for help every day. So why is it a problem? Why is it an issue? If you ask for help with living or being able to live or have a better quality of life, that shouldn't be an issue. That shouldn't be an issue at all. And whether others find it an issue or not, all I know is that I'm living. I'm thriving. Yep, good days and bad days. I sure do. I have them. But I'm living. I'm thriving. And through the strength of Christ that He's constantly pouring into me, I will get better. And I will be better. So I send this message, you guys. I hope that it speaks to you. I hope that it speaks to the deepest parts of you. If surgery isn't for everybody, I agree with that statement 100%. But it was definitely for somebody like me that needed help, that didn't want to die, and that has all their life struggled and tried everything. It was definitely for me. So on that note, you guys, I'm sorry I took up so much of your time, but I really, really, really wanted to open up and share this moment with you guys. Again, do I regret the surgery? That was the question asked by my daughter. And the answer is no. I don't regret the surgery, but I regret having to resort to it. So on that note, you guys, I love you all so much. You guys, don't let my story, my life, have to be yours. Start now, you guys. Start now so you don't have to resort to a surgery. Don't say tomorrow or next week. Start right now. Start right now, you guys, because it's not an easy road. It changes your life forever. It changes your life forever. And if I really got into some of the changes, you guys, you would be amazed. You would be amazed because every day of my life, it's no way of getting around this new stomach. Everything I do includes it. Every thought I have includes it. It's not an easy road. So if you can do it, you guys, do it on your own. If you can do it. You can, though. You can. You can do it. You can do it because I'm learning through this surgery that whatever I want to do, I can do. It just is a matter of stop thinking about my limitations. Stop thinking about and letting my mind trick me into thinking I can't do something. Stop worrying about, uh, putting restrictions on yourself or thinking that, not having enough courage or enough strength in yourself. Just don't wait, you guys. Just don't wait until tomorrow. Do it today. I send this with all the love I know. I will talk to you guys later and be blessed.